So in this video, I'm going to talk about my crazy life and how my crazy adventures can actually help you. What's up everybody? Tim Sykes here. How's it going? In Miami Beach for a little bit with my new Rolls Royce. Freaking loving life right now. I grew up in a small town in Connecticut. I don't know if you realize this, but I dreamt of owning cars like this. You know, my family and we didn't grow up with a lot of money, so it wasn't really like an option back then. But, you know, thanks to a lot of hard work and effort in the stock market and now teaching, I've made enough to now basically buy any car that I want. Freaking love it. I've had my fair share of exotic car experiences now with my Lambo, my Ferrari, my McLaren, my Rolls, my Porsche. I mean, there's so much that I dreamt of as a kid that I finally made happen. And I don't want to brag. I don't want you to think like, oh, look how amazing this is. This guy's just bragging. Look, this lady's taking a photo. Hello, wave for the camera. I want to inspire you because I am not special. None of my millionaire students are special. We just work our butts off. A lot of people say, Tim, like, what does it take? I really want to be your next millionaire student. Everyone wants it, but they're not truly dedicated. And frankly, that's why I have to make videos like this. You know, if you're studying a little bit and then you're like, I'm not making much money. There's no great plays. Like, why am I even putting in this time? Let me just go play Fortnite. You need a little smacking around, a little reminding of what you can get over time, okay? Obviously, I share my trades all publicly. I share my audits, my income taxes. My top students share all of their trades. My top student, Tim Grattani, has now turned $1,500 of his own money into over $8 million, which is awesome. But at the same time, you have to remember he made nothing the first 9 months. Not that he wasn't trying to make money. He was trying, he just didn't know. So in the beginning, you're learning. This is why a lot of people ask me, like, what do I start with? And whatever number, like someone says, oh, is it okay if I start with like $10,000? And I say, I would start with $5,000. If someone says, oh, I want to start with $50,000, that way I'll be closer to becoming a millionaire. And I say, no, start with $10,000. Start very small because in the beginning, you're going to be confused. You're not going to know, which stocks to trade. You're not going to have the proper perspective on how fast the stocks move. You're not going to probably even have the right broker. I use E-Trade and Interactive Brokers. I can't tell you how many people come to me starting with like Robinhood, where they offer free commissions and you think you're saving all this money, but in reality you save $5 or $10 on commissions, and then you get screwed with bad executions and lack of services, and you lose like $300 or $500 on potential profits that you didn't even know you should have had. So I have to correct a lot of bad information, misinformation, bad habits, and I don't know everything. Don't think like, oh, just because Tim Sykes says it like he thinks he's God. Like, I'm just an average guy, okay? This is the beautiful thing, but I'm an average guy with 20 years experience, and that makes all the difference. I'm still wrong quite a bit. I lose roughly a third of the time, but I'm making more than I lose when I'm right. My average gain, it's not like rocket science. People are like, how do you make, $5 million, $8 million? It sounds amazing. It doesn't happen overnight. My average trading profit is roughly $2,000. My top students' average trading profits are $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. So you have to make 1,000, like 1,000 times. If you make $1,000 1,000 times, that's $1 million. Think about that. People really forget that small gains can add up. And this is why I like saying, take singles. So actually leave a comment underneath this video saying I will take singles, if you understand that, because I think that's one of the most important rules. I have a bunch of rules, but in this video I want you to learn, for taking singles, not going for doubles, triples, or home runs, if you like my baseball analogy. A lot of people think that to make millions, you're going to have to really find like a penny stock that goes up like 1,000% or 10,000%. And you just don't, because the odds of you finding that, or the odds of you holding through that kind of a run up, are so low. Like there might be 1 or 2 stocks that go up 1,000% in a few days or a few weeks in the entire market. And there's thousands of stocks. So for me, when I say take singles, I mean take like 10, 20% gains on a trade here or there. With penny stocks, you can still have that kind of volatility in a day or two, sometimes in an hour or two. And a lot of people say, wow, I took profits too quickly. I made like $200, but I could have made like 1,000 if I had waited an extra hour. Who cares? Okay? I can't tell you how many times I've sold a trade or exited a trade too soon, and my profits could have been double or triple or quadruple a few minutes or even a few hours later or a few days later. You're trying to learn from every single trade, and you're trying to grow your account. And like I often say, you have 2 accounts. You have your knowledge account and you have your monetary account. And too many people think that it's just about, making a lot of money. Like if you made a lot of money, it's a good trade. If you lost money on the trade, it's bad. That's just not true. Sometimes I have a very good trade plan. It's a very good setup where I'm going to win, 6 times out of 10, or maybe 7 or 8 times out of 10. And for whatever reason, I lost on this one. Maybe the company had unexpected news. Maybe the market tanked right as I bought. There are a few indicators that actually matter, and you can't predict all the indicators, and you can't control all the indicators. All you can control is your plan and your perspective, and your knowledge account. Like I said, knowledge account, monetary account. So never forget that you have these 2 accounts, and if you grow your knowledge account enough, then that knowledge can trickle over into your monetary account. That's how you grow your account over time, by using your knowledge and focusing on the best setups, having the best plan, using risk management, and understanding that small losses are part of the game. I can't tell you how many students say, oh, you lost $50, you lost $100. What kind of a trader are you, Tim? Like, you're a multimillionaire and you're losing $100 on a trade? Well, I trade with a small account these days, first of all. I donate all of my trading profits at the end of every year to charity. My charity has now raised over $4 million in just the past few years through my trading profits and my best-selling guide, How to Make Millions, which is 35 hours long. Click the link just below. We're going to include a link to my How to Make Millions guide. That is probably the most comprehensive guide that I have. And it also all goes to charity. So if you want to learn, but you hate me and you say, oh, Tim, I just hate you. You're just a dick, but I still want to learn. I get that. Trust me, it's fine. That's my teaching style. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to teach you. So if you want to learn my stuff and you don't want to pay me a dime, then get my How to Make Millions guide. That way you learn and you donate the money to charity. So you're doing 2 goods, 2 good deeds with one little purchase. But then you also have to study. I can't tell you how many students come to me and say, oh, I bought your DVD. Why am I not a millionaire? Well, did you study it? Did you take notes? Did you study it, in a very dedicated fashion, or were you kind of like half-assing it? I can't study for you. I can't trade for you. I don't trade anybody else's money, and I can't study for you. What I want for you is to become self-sufficient. Too many people don't realize that it's not just about money. Like I said, it's about knowledge and money. And if you have enough knowledge and if you study hard enough, then you can get the money. And then you also have the ability to make more money on your own. People hit me up and they say, Tim, can I have $50? Can I have $100? You're a millionaire. It doesn't matter. Just give me some money. And I say, no. First of all, I don't just give random people money. That's a bad lesson. Secondly, what I give is education so that you can make your own money, which is infinitely more valuable over time. I wish more people would say, Tim, give me education. But they don't. They just want money. So I need to de-brainwash you. I need to make you think a little differently. If you truly want to be a millionaire, if you truly want to make 6, 7 figures, you're gonna have to think a little different. $50, $500, even $5,000, even $50,000, it's not gonna last you the rest of your life. But the skill set that you learn from me, the rules that you learn will last you, and not just last you, they'll improve your life and they'll improve your family's life. I didn't just buy this Rolls Royce, I also bought my parents a nice place down here on my Miami Beach, moved them down from Connecticut. They hated Connecticut. Everybody hates Connecticut, pretty much. Miami Beach is frankly much nicer. It's nicer outside. So for me, it's been my honor to treat myself to my childhood dreams. It's been my honor to treat my family because they put in so much time and effort into raising me and investing in me, in my education, and really just teaching me to believe in myself. And now I want to teach you to believe in yourself. I get a lot of messages from people where they're like, I'm just not sure, maybe you didn't have the right teachers, you didn't have the right parents, but I can't control that, okay? And you can't control that. All you can do is watch videos like this and say, you know what? I can do this. I can actually create the life of my dreams, because you can. I've been to over 100 countries now, which is crazy. I've met so many people all over the world. And one thing I know to be true is that we are all capable of much more than we realize. I don't know why a lot of people don't realize it. I think it's probably because, we deal with so much BS and negativity every day in our lives, and especially on social media. But the world is a positive place. The world is a beautiful place. And this is a unique time in history where, frankly, you have the opportunity like you have never had before. Look at this art installation. What is that? Look at that thing. Show the art. Show the crazy art. I don't know what's going on. I'm just driving. I'm endlessly fascinating. I might have ADD. But this is a unique time in history. Like, just me being able to come to you on social media, me being able to share these stories and these lessons with you that you can utilize in your own life and make a better life for yourself and your family. And the fact that we even have like this technology, like just videoing it, and it's just amazing. But one thing that we have not figured out yet, there's a lot of traffic here, let me get over here. One thing we have not figured out yet is how to truly motivate students to study harder. The education system in America, and frankly all over the world, is severely lacking. And I think that, go for it, it's okay. I think that it's a lack of visual motivation, whether it's photos or videos. I think that motivation can really help. And I know that because, one of my last 2 millionaire students found me on Instagram. He liked my Lamborghini, and that Lamborghini inspired him to study hard. And now he's made several $1 million. So whatever motivates you, whether it's my charitable giving, whether it's these cars, whether it's my videos, whether it's the fact that, I have several millionaire students. I have some students where they're like, wow, I saw that, you have some successful students. So I figured, why not me? Roland Wolf said that. And now Roland has turned 4,000 into I think $700,000 or $800,000 in just a few years. And he's like, why not me? And he was one of my most dedicated students, studying all my video lessons, DVDs, webinars. And that's what it is. Like, whoever you are, no matter where you are in this world, no matter your background, no matter anything that has happened to you in the past, pretend this is like day one for you on earth. I don't have all the answers. I'm not perfect, like I said, but I have 20 years of experience in the stock market. And many of my top students start with just a few $1,000s. So if you have a few $1,000s, fantastic. You can start learning. I'm not saying go all in at first. Tim Grittani, $8 million plus in profit man, made nothing the first 9 months. So go smaller at the beginning with any money that you're trading with. And if you don't want to trade, if you're not comfortable, risking your hard-earned money, fantastic. You don't need to trade right away. You need to study. A lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to push you into the ocean right away and you're going to learn to swim that way. No, that's very dangerous. Picture the stock market as like an ocean full of sharks. I mean, maybe it's nice to put a baby in like a pool when they're younger, and that way they learn to swim because they're forced to. But if you're in Australia and the water is full of sharks, you don't put babies in the water. The sharks are going to eat the baby. Or another analogy is that the stock market is a battlefield. And I'm not just going to throw you into war and give you a little butter knife and say, hey, it's a battlefield, go have fun. No, you need to be properly prepared. I think too many people come to the battlefield of the stock market and stock trading prepared only with a butter knife. And then, you have other more experienced traders like me walking around with freaking, machine guns, because that frankly, we've seen a lot of battles. I want to prepare you for battle so that you don't get massacred. I often say this, E-Trade has this little talking baby in its commercials saying, look how easy it is to invest. But they don't talk about the fact that 90% of traders lose. 70% of investors fail to beat the S&P 500 every year. And the S&P 500 every year goes up roughly 8%. So the vast majority of people are not making more than 8% per year on their money, which blows my mind. So that's why a lot of people are like, oh, Sykes is a scam. There's no way to turn a few thousand into a few million. Well, if you follow my rules, if you follow my patterns, yes, it does take time, but yes, it is possible. Obviously, past performance is not indicative of future returns. I'll give you all the disclaimers too. But for me, I'm not a broker. I don't want you to trade as much as you probably think that you're going to need to. Brokers don't like me because I teach patience. I'm not like a Wall Street professional. I'm just a guy who has made a lot of money and now has students who have made a lot of money. And I'm trying to teach you the rules. The quicker you begin to understand that you're just like, okay, this guy, Tim Sykes, is trying to help me, the quicker I actually can help you. But too many people have doubts. Too many people doubt themselves. They doubt me. They doubt the stock market. This is not an exact science. So it's not like I'm teaching you one specific thing. There's no magic formula for getting rich. But what I am going to teach you is a whole set of lessons, rules, and patterns that put the odds in your favor. Like I said, the stock market is a battlefield, especially with penny stocks, and too many people think that it's going to be easy. You think that it's going to be like the E-Trade baby. It's not. If the E-Trade baby were a trader, he would be put into battle and he would be bloodied. It wouldn't even be able to be shown on TV. It would be all blurred out because the baby would be like, whoa, what happened to that baby? Oh, he got thrown into the battlefield of stock trading. So I don't want you to be a massacred baby that needs to be edited for TV. I want you to be one of the people, one of the few, especially in penny stocks, who has the, recognition of how dangerous it can be without rules, who has the understanding of the fact that penny stocks offer good odds compared to other niches because of the hate. A lot of people say, oh, Tim, why don't you try to get rid of the hate with penny stocks? I love the hate, okay? The hate keeps away all the smartest people in the world because, frankly, there's not enough money to be made in penny stocks. Me and all my top students, we've only made a few $1 million over a few years. That's pocket change on Wall Street. So all the Ivy League people and all the algorithmic traders and all the big hedge funders ignore this niche, thankfully, because those are the smart people that go around the battlefield picking off people with butter knives, if you like that analogy. Oh, this is the Iron Man house. This was like an Iron Man 1 or 2 or 3. I don't know. I used to live here. I used to have a big place. I've lived all over the world in mansions and penthouses. I've rented, I've owned, I've tried everything. But for me, I just love traveling. So you're fortunate to get me here at home, spending some time with my family, driving around with my new roles, just kind of enjoying life. But you need to find what works best for you. A lot of people say, well, Tim, why don't you just, settle down in one place? I'm doing what works for me, okay? I love traveling. I love donating millions. I just met with my accountant the other day and he's like, you're donating a large part of your income. Are you sure you want to do it? I'm like, screw it. I love this. That's what I want to do. And I want you to have the freedom to do what you want to do too. Too many people do not have the freedom. They can't travel if they want to. They can't donate if they want to. It comes down to most people having crappy jobs that don't pay enough and them not having the freedom to really explore what they love, to even figure out what you love. Money can't buy happiness, but what money can buy is time and freedom for you to figure out what you do love. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing once you have that opportunity. And I can never go back. I never, ever want to go back to the way I grew up. I didn't grow up totally poor, but I simply did not have a lot of opportunity. Whoa. I did not have the opportunity that I have now. And I was not able to travel. I was not able to donate. I was not able to buy cars like this. And I don't want you to make that mistake. We have one life. Okay, one life, and we need to maximize it. We need to make it the absolute best that we can. And in order to do that, you need as much education as possible. I read a lot of books, but for me, video lessons, DVDs, webinars really help. You know, stock trading, and specifically penny stock trading, is very visual. So I want you to study. Again, click some links just below this video. I'm going to include a whole bunch of links if you want to study. Studying is key to you getting freedom. That's what it comes down to. No matter who you are, no matter where you are in the world, no matter what your background is, do you want freedom? I'm gonna go drive. This was a good talk. Cheers. Hey, Tim Sykes, Millionaire Mentor and Trader. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope that they help you. I want to share everything that I've learned over the years. You can check out more videos right over there. And also click subscribe so that you can watch all of these videos, get that knowledge, and become my next millionaire student.